You're telling me the Whisper in Bronze herself came to you in a dream hundreds of years ago, before you were born?
No. I mean, kind of. It's all muddy. It was dry, but it wasn't. And she was magnificent. And she wanted to protect me. Or protect everyone.
The description goes on, full of loops and contradictions and confusion. Brother Behrak watches the android, as animated as he's ever seen her, while she puzzles through this revelation out loud. It's not as if he doesn't believe that some other version of her has actually met a god, so much as he doesn't understand what she's saying. Almost nothing his dear friend ever says or does really makes sense to him, but guesses that's sort of her curse. It's obvious she has some kind of gift for prophecy, but it's rarely clear what direction her visions are even going. He doesn't envy her lot in life one bit. He does what he can to help, though helping is mostly just sitting there and nodding while she raves without pause. Still, it does seem like she's closing in on something. Well, at least some of the time it does.
So, if I'm right, it's up in Avestan. I'm gonna need to get permission from the High Clock Mother for a few days off for research. You'll come with me, of course. And we're gonna need maps. It must be 1,000 miles away. Maybe more. Can you imagine? I mean, the world is huge. And if I'm right, I've already seen a ton of it. I just need to remember.
Behrak stopped smiling. He wasn't sure when he'd agreed to take time away from his duties helping maintain Alkenstar City's impossibly complex system of clockworks in order to research Avestan? He realized now that he must have drifted off and stopped paying attention. What did Casandalee need those maps for? This is Pod Against the Machine.
Pod Against the Machine.
Welcome back to Pod Against the Machine, the only Pathfinder actual play with the magical and technological know-how to suck your whole house into a miniature fire portal and not even be sorry about it. I'm your host, and here's everybody.
Hello.
Hashtag sorry not sorry. Hello.
Goodbye, Choking Tower, to the tune of Goodbye, Earl, sung by Asher and Brixby.
No, I had the delightful headcanon of seeing, like, Fergus Shout's ghost getting, like, disintegrated as he has to go to the boneyard now, and he's like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, I understand this, like, AP was written after the 90s where that sort of thing came out of pop culture, but, like, he really should have been chain smoking. I feel like if there was ever a character in the universe besides Sandville and his Newports, which I will never get out of any of my clothes. But yeah.
Smoking like 3 cigars at a time like freaking Captain Smoker from One Piece.
So, let's see. Last week on the program, the party got Asher back in shape and had, a little bit of a discussion in the basement, after which everybody decided it was probably more fun to break stuff. So they went Limp Bizkit on the smoke furnace and started hitting it with a bunch of weapons, while Brixby figured out that actually, if they crossed the streams, they might just be able to suck this bad boy straight to hell. I feel like that sounded bad in some way, but I'm going to roll with it.
Suck this bad boy straight to hell is absolutely that. Can you even get that in like an up title? Is that too long?
Yeah, is that too many characters?
I don't know, but we can always skip articles.
Suck
A
bad
sea
boy
otter.
straight to hell.
Suck bad boy hell. Um, yeah.
Can you put emojis in it? Can it just be like a ghost, the eggplant emoji, and then a devil emoji?
Probably.
Some fire in there.
Well, after that, they did indeed set the bad boy to suck itself straight to hell, but then they decided, they still had to steal something from a wormy fella, and they went on over to where Nargan was still supposed to be locked up. It discovered that there was a tunnel that had been broken into the basement. It looked like maybe there was a thin stone wall between this tunnel and the basement hallway. Looked like that was probably how Nick Shariel and her buddies got in the first place. And then Brixby popped over to Nargan's office to steal from him, only to find that the worm that walks had walked away. So, he did leave behind just the gooeyest of all cubes. So Brixby scooped that bad boy up, not wanting that bad boy to be sucked straight to hell. And then the whole party, after a quick debate, decided that they would take the passageway that Nick Shariel had revealed and hope that it got them out before the explosion, exploded them. They found that this tunnel led out into the forest a little ways south of the tower, and they emerged just in time to see the gigantic implosion/explosion that put up quite a show, after which they reunited with Long Dreamer and the Azers. The Azers caught a ride on Long Dreamer back to the torch while the party rested and figured out what they were going to do. They determined there is indeed some urgency to getting the neurocam that Casandalee stashed in the Y-shaped valley in the west, but on the way, why not check out that dot that's just been flashing in their notifications for like a month at this point. And it's morning now, and Long Dreamer is here to take y'all away. That's where we are now.
Long Dreamer and the Azers was my favorite psychedelic rock band. Well, now that we've sucked that bad boy straight to hell, let's go find a dot. It was so hard to say that without laughing.
That was actually really impressive that you were able to do that in Asher's emotive way.
Yeah, I thought that I had it under control, and I was looking over here at my Hero Lab, and then I saw the Discord notification with the emojis, and that is just... Oh, God, yeah. Do we have... If we can emoji, and it's not going to break Podbean or whatever...
I feel like if anything will have a problem with it, it's iTunes or whatever they call it now.
That's fair.
Apple will just come screaming out of nowhere. And just...
We just have to write it
It'll
out.
somehow it'll bring the app down in other people.
It's a real DJ Khaled moment.
Yeah.
Need more servers.
So we're on a moth doing the Falcor
Yeah, we're
scene,
going
the
to the-
never-ending story.
To the dot, yeah.
Yeah, everybody is holding on with one hand and yelling "yeah" periodically as the wind blows through your hair or lack thereof in Asher's case.
through my shoddily glued Yosoki fur.
And it doesn't take too long to get to where the dot is, which, it takes a little bit, I think, of zeroing in. I assume Brixby, but let me know if I'm wrong, is holding the thing, the tracker, and the dot gets larger as you get closer to it, and since you're on Long Dreamer, you can psychically communicate with her and basically let her know where to go. She has to kind of circle around, but it looks like the dot is right around the northern end of the Dagger River in a little spot known in Numeria as the Gorham Pots. And as Long Dreamer is slowly descending and like doing the spiral as she comes down, you can see that in the river itself, which, you know, the end of the river is just basically a muddy wetland where it meets the ground, there is something big and shiny, like sticking up out of the mud. And she's going to let you, she's going to come down and land like a couple 100 feet away because she's a cautious moth deity. And just sort of let you off there.
Cast mage armor and floating disc. Thank you, friend.
I will remain here. How long would you like me to wait?
Ideally till we're back. But we will. We have like no means of keeping time in this tech advanced world, right? Like we go inside the ship, we have no idea. Our sleeps, our intervals of awakeness is based on our limited daily resources.
I mean, clocks exist, right? Does Brixby have a watch? I guess he doesn't if we haven't specifically had him buy one.
Do you know message?
No, and I don't have message either. That was my first thought.
Hang on,
was
what is that thing I have? I think I have to be outside for...
Wonder
Because
if
I have a
Long
thing
Dreamer
that,
knows.
Whispering Wind or something like that.
No, one of my things that I picked when I...
Oh wait, I do have
Maybe.
message. What am I kidding? It's a cantrip. Yeah, I suppose if we're not more than 190 feet away from them, which seems
That only
like
notes.
yeah. I mean, I'll prepare it. Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, it's cantrip.
Well,
But-
if,
Yeah, I have a thing, but it's only your exact location at night. You don't know anything about time.
if you ever need to contact her, you can always go to sleep.
Sure, and I do have deep slumber now, so I can just cast that on us in the middle of a.
She can find you in your dreams. So, I mean, she'll agree to hang out for the foreseeable future.
We'll make it quick. We will. Yeah, definitely getting on a disc. I'm not slogging through this mud.
So, yeah, as discussed, the ground over here is muddy and sloppy and oddly warm. Like the water is warm. It's kind of just a weird, unpleasant sensation as you slop your way towards the northern end of the Dagger River. Can you all see or not on this new map?
Yeah.
Yes, I can see.
Feeling the oddly warm mud on his hairless skin, Asher would pause for just a moment to get the radiation detector out of the bag of holding and just boot that bad boy up.
Good idea.
Why would you do a thing like that? Oh, it doesn't seem to be radioactive here.
And I'm assuming, like, we wouldn't have them turned on, but I'm assuming, like, all of us are just always wearing those masks now forever, right? Unless we get something that fills that slot.
I don't think Brixby's currently wearing this filter mask. As dumb as that sounds. I mean, as much as I love how dystopian and insane the filter mask with the VMods over on the disc looks like, I feel like that really represents a very bad vibe. And at least right now, before he goes inside anything, he's not wearing it. He's breathing the air.
I think Asher has his on, not activated, in no small part because if any of our listeners have ever grown a beard and had it for a long time and then shaved, it's a really like weird sensation to feel all the wind and stuff on your face, and so the filter mask helps a little bit.
Do a cute little bandito.
Kira's wearing hers on her head, just to pull down.
As you approach this bank, you do see that somebody else is already here. There's a humanoid figure in the distance, and I think at first it's tough to tell exactly how large this being is, but I think the closer you get, the more obvious it becomes that this person is much bigger than people usually are. This is a towering, misshapen figure with no shirt on and pale flesh that's covered in just sores and bulging, awful wounds and grossness. And this thing is like sitting basically in the mud with like a pile of just like rocks accumulated around him and a huge oversized club that looks like it's even too big for this guy. And he's sitting there and he's looking at you and he says, "Who goes there?"
Hi. I'm Kira. These are my friends.
Hello.
We're just hanging out.
Well, Kira and her friends, you are hanging out in my land. I will kindly ask you to leave at once.
Kira's like, up, conflict, I'm out. I have nothing else to say.
Seeing as though this friendly gentleman has a club out, Asher feels that's totally appropriate to calmly draw his revolver that has mundane rounds in it. Not pointing it at him, just making sure he doesn't have to waste standard action to draw it. And he'll call out diplomatically at first. "Hello, one of Kira's friends. Asher, I didn't catch your name, nor did I realize we were in your territory. Perhaps we can investigate and be here without bothering you. Certainly, there's more than enough space here for all of us." And I'll throw a dice. Ooh, that patchy beard's not helping. That is still a total of an 18 with a 2 off the dice. It could have been so much better.
So this giant figure kind of laughs to himself a little bit and he goes, "You didn't catch my name. I guess I forgot to throw it." And he picks up a big old rock and hurls it at Asher. How does a 29 versus flat-footed AC sound?
Sounds terrible to me, because it hits.
That is 24 damage, and this rock is absolutely filthy. I am going to need a fortitude save before everybody rolls for initiative.
Well, how's a 16 sound? Like a fail?
That sounds pretty bad.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty bad.
I did double my 2, though, with a 4, so things are looking up for old Asher.
So nothing happens immediately, but I'll keep that in mind. What did you get on your initiative roll?
Not 1. I think the dice are telling quite the story here with a total of a 6.
Asher's good day continues. How about Brixby?
An 11 for an 18.
Alright, and Alwyn, being the next northmost.
A 13 for a 19.
And Kira, being the farthest from the action.
Also a 13 for a 19. I have a +1 dex score. Dex would have mod.
Alright, so I think Alwyn is a little bit speedier than Kira. Alwyn's up first.
Okay, well, he just attacked us, so that ain't cool.
Sure did.
Alwyn's going to, first thing he's going to do is roll on this guy if he can. Would he be local, or is he...
He is a knowledge local.
Okay, I do not have a great local. I only have a +2 to that, and I just dropped my die outside the box. Nope. That is a 7 on the die. Do I get anything with a 7? I mean, a 7 total, a 5 on the die. Do I get anything with a 7, Sam?
You're pretty sure it's some kind of giant, but it might just be a really tall guy.
Yeah. Alright. Well, he's going to hope that this guy having that good rock pun does not mean that he's got a high will. And he is going to... Actually, do I want to do that one? I was going to say we'd mind mace him, but now that I think about it, as soon as we attack him, he'd get saves again on it. So, you know, instead he is just going to... Oh no, but his fort is probably crazy. Oh, I got a good one. He is going to cast a spell on him. He needs a will save again, as he would with Mind Maze, but it's not Mind Maze.
How's a 14?
A 14 is a fail. So he is hit with Haze of Dreams.
Oh, good.
Which basically he moves at half speed for the next, let's see, 7 rounds.
His speed is halved?
His speed is halved for the next 7 rounds.
It's not very nice. Alright, you running up into
that will be
melee with
Alwyn's turn then. No, he's not going to run up to melee with him.
Alright.
I do have Touch of Idiocy, which could be real fun, but I would also get squashed in one hit by this guy.
Kira, I assume you are hanging way back.
Oh, no, Sam, not today. Kira's going to rage and use that haste movement speed thingy to move up to... I think you get right in front of him. 60 feet, yes. Drop her over here, just immediately south right. I'm assuming I'm entering. Go ahead.
As you close in, he does swing that big old club because you were passing through a threatened square.
Yeah, sounds right.
It's a 30 even on the...
Ooh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I should do a better job keeping track of my D100s because I need them every time. No, that's a 7 on a D100.
Yes.
So he does whiff on the blur.
Blur. Okay, and one day I'm going to get this for sure, but I moved twice with haste. I'm done now. I'm done now?
You did 2 move actions, but your move speed's normally 30, and then you get 30 extra feet of movement with haste, so you should have a standard action left.
Yeah, should just spend 1 move.
Yeah.
Dang it. This game has so many rules. All right, well then I'm going to attempt to hit him with a chainsaw. That is hard to see. That's a 14 plus. Let me turn on the rage bonus here. Great radio. 14 plus 19. 1, 4, 9, 3, 33.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Well, 32 points of chainsaw damage.
That's a lot.
Just say, leave my friends alone.
He's not laughing as much anymore.
Good. I'm laughing more.
All right, Brixby.
Brixby steps 5 feet to the north, pulls out some flash powder, blows it out of his hand towards the giant, and it's going to snap around its head and make little stars. I need a will save.
But it's got such good will saves already. 7?
Well, at least this isn't 2E. So you are dazed. And you will get a will save at the end of your next turn to see if you're still dazed.
I don't like that.
And I'd like to roll knowledge tone look. That is a 16 off the die for 27.
You are looking at an ash giant. Whether because of disruptive magic, unearthed deep elements, or alien technology that fell calamitously from the sky, ash giants are victims of their barren terrains. They somehow survive and even thrive in these desperate lands. Ash giants have an uncanny ability to bond with enormous and often mutated vermin that they share a landscape with, and sometimes use the largest of these creatures as mounts. They are generally about 10 feet tall, weigh 1,200 pounds, and you get one question.
Anything y'all want to know? I feel like it's going to hit hard. I'm kind of interested in, like, special abilities or qualities or something.
If he's got anything weird.
Yeah, he did.
Anything weird?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, anything weird too.
That's weird.
Anything weird? Is that a question about special abilities?
Yeah, I'm going to say special abilities.
Well, as you can see by the big old weapon he's holding, an ash giant can wield a huge weapon without penalty. Also, they have vermin empathy. They are able to do basically Druid's wild empathy, but only on vermin, which is fun. But the one you probably care most about is the one that's already working its way through Asher, is that while ash giants are immune to disease themselves, they carry a dangerous contagion known as leprosy. Any creature struck by an ash giant's attacks is exposed to this virulent sickness.
Oh, the only reason I'm laughing is because, like, you have a magical world with magical afflictions, and every once in a while it's like, also the plague and leprosy are
And
here.
tetanus.
Pathfinder has
He's been
leprosy.
trying to give us leprosy since book 1, and he finally did it.
I think I tried to do tetanus before. Leprosy
Because
is a big deal.
the weird little blood bag guys had leprosy.
Oh, they
didn't
might
they?
have.
Yeah. Because I think we named an episode after it.
Yeah, those guys. Wow, it's been a while.
Yeah.
The
Good
thing is,
callback.
the real world has such intense diseases that you don't even have to make them up.
That's true.
Well,
Asher's skin is brand new, too.
Yeah, this is brand new skin.
It's,
well,
it's a
he
rough
grew
break.
this. You can grow more.
Well,
There's more than one
Luckily,
way to skin a whatever Asher is.
yeah. Luckily, Pathfinder does leprosy the same way as in real life, and it has like a 20-year incubation period, so he doesn't need to worry about it.
Alright, Brixbo going anywhere?
No, I did a little 5-foot step to the north to do there. So I moved, cast, and acknowledged. That is the end of my turn.
Alright, my darling giant doesn't really get a turn, does he?
Nope, but it's dazed for 1 round and must make another save on its next turn or be dazed again for 1 round. So roll me another will save.
Natty 19, how's a 24 sound?
Whew, wow, you broke it.
Dang.
You truly did. Wow, that is true wheel and woe there. So you have snapped out of it. If there is a nearby enemy, it will the stars will jump to them. Otherwise, the stars dissipate.
Sadly, no apparent enemies other than Ash Ketchum over here.
You were just leaning into this big vermin energy for a while.
It's just all in the text. I don't know. It just says vermin, vermin, vermin. It's a real culture.
Oof, squirming vermin.
Alright, that brings us to Asher. Feels
All right.
a little bit weird.
Asher feels a little bit weird, but he just chalks that up to, the last 24 hours. He will scoot on up 30 feet to the northwest as a swift action, he will vindictive smite this ash giant and then take a single deadly aim shot. Alright, I am not concerned about hitting this monstrosity, but for due diligence sake, we are looking at in the 20s on touch AC.
Yeah, good thing once more that we are not playing 2E.
Yeah, good thing. So we're looking at a Scooter-Doopa-Doo D8 plus 11. 14 points of bludgeoning and piercing damage.
Alright, he's a big beefy boy, but you're definitely putting in some damage.
Alright, that's it for Asher.
Alright, Alwyn.
So Alwyn heard something real interesting about a natural 19 only giving him a 24 on his will save.
Alwyn didn't hear the GM narration. Alwyn doesn't know.
No, but he has seen him fail 2 will-based spells. So he is going to cast a certain spell that has a 10-foot spread directly on the center of him. So make me another will save.
Now, a 10-foot spread on the center of the giant would hit Kira as well.
Oh, what here? Oh, because it's a 10-foot radius,
that's
not a
radius,
diameter. Yeah. Okay, then he is going to hit it so that it hits back and to the west of him.
I do have one question as you cast these spells. Can Alwyn see the giant right now?
I can take a 5-foot step to my northeast here if we want me to.
Well,
Because I guess Brixby and
Alwyn
Asher are now in front of me.
Alwyn can only see 60
I mean, he's
feet.
in my.
Okay. Just
Oh wait, I can only see 60 feet in front of me. Yeah, so
Yeah.
could I cast that other thing? Oh no, he's within 60 feet.
you're actually
Yeah,
perfectly.
I was gonna
at
say because
60 feet.
I would have measured to cast that other spell. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Thought I had you for a second there.
Okay, now hurry up and blind your giant.
Natural 15 for a 20.
Oh, are you joking? That's one above. He's not
Willful.
blinded by
Oh
glitter
my
dust.
God.
Shiny man.
He beat it by 1.
Nice.
He is covered in glitter now, though.
I needed a
Which probably
14.
makes Kira less likely to want to attack him.
I can still attack.
I needed a 14 or better. Nice.
I can't believe you got it when you needed a 14 or better.
All right, Kira, the sparkliest, pustuliest giant is standing in front of you.
God, pustule is such a terrible word. Ugh.
Yeah,
Kira's gonna full attack.
that's mean.
Well, through a rock. That's, and I think 11, 19, 30 to hit the first one.
Yeah.
6, 2, 8, 28 points on that first hit. Going for the second hit. Ooh, that's much worse. That's a 9 on the die, plus 16 for 25.
That is a hit.
Sweet. Nice. 2 6s and a 5 on that guy. That is 17 plus 20 is 37.
God.
And last one, the lowest, what's it called? But rolled a 16, so what is that, 27 to hit?
27 hits as well. This poor giant.
Well, diseased her friend. 11, 13, 20, no, 33 points of damage on the last one.
He's still up.
So strong.
If my math is right,
Kira
that
does
was-
laugh at his thumb. Laugh at him.
I think you just did 102 points of damage if my math is right, but he is still up.
Love a blood rager. That's my turn.
All right, Brixby.
Brixby is going to take a 5-foot step forward. Let's see. Asher, do I benefit from your aura of precise shot? No? Okay.
That is no longer a thing for him.
Okay. Word. So Brixby's going to take a 5-foot step forward and extend a finger and shoot into combat and attempt to hit touch with a Scorchy Doodle. I'm going to just take the 4 out of this.
Alright, he's also going to get some cover just based on your angle going through Asher there.
If
Bring his touch up
He's
to
10
like a
feet
9.
tall.
that's really the case, then maybe I'll just move a little bit more.
Yeah, you could definitely move clear to
Yeah.
get a clearer shot.
So, for the folks at home, I have moved north 10 feet, and I am going to shoot with a -4 on this. So that's only a +4 versus touch. It's an 18 off the first, so it's a 22 to hit touch.
That will definitely hit.
And the next one is only a 9, so it's 13 to hit touch.
That will also hit.
Alrighty. So, is there any reason that I should roll these rays separately, or should I just roll them together?
You can mash it all together in one big squishy damage pile.
30 even.
The ash giant collapses with 2 giant sizzling holes burnt through his chest. So he didn't get to do very much at all.
Really did.
And we are out of combat.
Excellent. Poor soul.
Well, he shouldn't throw rocks.
It's just warped by the poison that is this place.
Still isn't an excuse for his rudeness.
Oh, no, not
He
at
could
all.
have hurt Asher.
Speaking of which, are you okay, Asher?
I don't quite feel right. And I'll just do a heal check on myself.
Alright.
I didn't even know I could roll that high. That's a 14 off the dice for a 21. Do I identify what has happened to me?
Yeah, I think you can tell that just based on what you're seeing from the skin of the ash giant specifically, and the way you're starting to feel in your brand new skin suit, that you have been infected with leprosy, and you are not far away from starting to suffer from that particular disease.
So in game, what does that entail?
Basically, mechanically speaking, it's an injury onset disease. You already failed the save for it. The onset before the first negative effects is 1 minute. So, very shortly, you will be getting some ability issues. And they continue every day until you save a certain number of times to free yourself.
Okay.
Does he get a save on that first onset, or not until tomorrow?
Nah, he already failed the one, so no save till tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah.
Unless somebody has like a remove disease or something to give him another save.
Yeah. I do not have that. I do have diagnosed disease, which gives me a +4 to heal checks to help him, but I can't do that until his next save, so I'm going to save that for tomorrow.
Ash giants are brash and violent, and their humor is incredibly dark. Killing someone is thought of as a prank, and it's just funny, like tripping a friend while you're out on the walk together. They make a joke about rocks, and then they kill you with a rock. It's just kind of
That's nice.
what they do.
So where is the ship in relation to this? Or the crashed item?
Looks like I have leprosy now. That's different. What's with that giant shiny thing in the river?
So while you're approaching that, Asher, you could take 1 point of con damage and 2 points of charisma drain.
Ooh.
Oh, for the leprosy.
On account of that leprosy.
Oh, not great. I think some of the Yosoki fur just falls off his face as he starts developing sores.
Skin comes with it.
Gross.
Bummer.
Brand new skin.
So, while Asher is dealing with his deterioration of his brand new skin, because he's just apparently under some sort of skin curse, you see buried in this mud slick sort of at the edge of the river, sticking up out of it looks like a crystalline dome almost coming up out of the mud, but it is cracked and broken. But it looks
Where
like
is that on the map?
it doesn't appear on this particular map. This is just like we can pretend it's up there, but it doesn't. It's not pictured.
Does it look like where Hallion would have crashed when he was Divinity and I get a Sky Medal?
It doesn't necessarily. I mean, it looks like there's something there, but not necessarily anything to tell you it was Hellion.
Time to check out the dome.
Yes. Consider our engineering knowledge, perhaps.
Knowledge dome.
To get up to the dome, I am going to need climb checks. Brixby doesn't need one, though, as he can disc his way on over.
I'm disking.
Well,
But anybody who's going on foot will need to make a climb check.
Can we repeat those climb checks?
That's gonna be a fun one.
Did you say
Can
climb
we
check?
take 20 on those?
I don't think you can take 20 because in this case you'd basically just be
There's a failure condition.
sliding back
Yeah.
down the bank.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we take 10?
Yeah, you can take 10 and just sort of carefully make your way up there.
Oh wait, no. Even taking a 10 isn't going to work because even if it's of rope against it, that's a DC 5. If I take 10, I get a 4.
Womp womp.
We've learned nothing from episode, 7? Whatever episode that was, where we just climbed for half of it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the one where Vargas had like a +5 to his climb and still fell. I have a -6 with this character.
Oh no.
Asher would like to just see if there's anything left of his mad upsness. If he can just kind of jump off and climb up that way. If you don't allow it, that's fine. I got a 90-19.
Yeah, I think Asher can make the jump onto the dome. But I will need a reflex save as you land on the dome because it absolutely collapses under your weight when you hit it.
Oh no. Like all of it?
Just like the spot that he's on top of.
What about a 23?
So 23 saves, so as you fall through this, you do manage to land 10 feet below on your feet on a metal floor in a metal room that looks kind of like a room you would have found on the Aurora or in the caves under Torch.
Now, could Alwyn use all 7 of his level 2 sorcerer spells to just cast 70 feet worth of pit underneath this thing and lower it down so he can just step in?
Just slide in there.
Just pit himself in. I think Brixby can take someone with him on the thingy, can't he?
Yeah, I also got the
Probably
cat
Alwyn.
boots. Yeah, but yeah, no, I could get on the disc. We could disc down.
Yeah, I think he'll ride on the disc because I'm assuming Kira has better than a -6 in her climb.
She does, and yet still rolled a 9 total.
Disc.
Yeah, so Kira is gonna also need some help to get in there.
Yeah, I'll be right there. Just don't worry about it. I'm coming.
I'll drop Alwyn off and I'll be right there.
Cool.
It's like the other metal ship things, Asher calls up as he stands to his feet, attracting all of the evil inside as he shouts recklessly.
As one does.
Alright, the Disc Express has brought everybody inside.
And that will bring us to another map. Can you all see things?
Oh,
Yes.
Affirmative.
I can see myself casting an extended Arms's focus right now. And shield.
So, where you come down through this hole in the broken dome, it looks like the dome was kind of the roof of whatever this structure is. Which, I mean, you're familiar with these enough now to assume that this is another Numerian ruin, but where you come down through it, you're basically on top of a stairwell that goes down into the floor. The floor in this room is pitched at about a 30-degree angle, as this thing has sunk unevenly into the mud and river, and everything in here is effectively difficult terrain because of the steep angle. Now you can see that this long chamber on the western end of it, there's a panel of, it looks like, computers and control systems. Nothing in here appears to be powered. It's dark. The only light coming in is coming from the sun coming through the shattered crystal dome. And looks like there is a large door on the eastern side of the room. So you've got your instrument panel over here, and you got your door over here, and you got some stairs in the middle.
Alright, and I've got trap finding going right now. Why is moving really hard on this? Is it hard for anyone else?
It's difficult to
It's,
read.
yeah, dang it.
The floor is moving with my token.
I think maybe it's the because the squares don't line up with the map.
Someone just move me to where we're going.
What are you
I
guys
just-
doing?
I'm on the no.
Yeah, mine works
can't
okay.
move.
I'm just moving around to see if it works.
It's
Yeah,
not
I just
working.
want to be
seems to
able to
work
see
fine
all the
for
way
me.
around the thing.
Yeah.
I am struggling right now. I'm gonna try refreshing my page and seeing if this fixes whatever madness I'm in. Oh yeah, look at that. Working as normal. Sorry I went in the box.
All right. Well, where are we going?
Looking at control panel?
Yeah. Can we get anything from that with them being off?
It looks like you're going to need some kind of power source to do anything with that.
Just
Also,
set a battery on top.
Yeah, and Asher talked about a knowledge engineering roll as we approached, which I rolled in the chat as a 17 for 34. Was there anything that... I mean, could I have prevented Asher from falling through the dome, perhaps?
Nah,
Is there anything that I gained from that?
I mean, it looks like the dome just basically has no structural integrity left, so if you put any weight on it, you were going through it.
So when we're on the floor, Brixby will share that with everybody.
That makes sense.
Does Kira really put a battery on the instrument panel?
Well, not anymore.
Well, I mean, it worked with the clearing out the poison gas under Eidenvey, so Asher was legitimately going to suggest maybe we can hook up a couple batteries to it.
Isn't there a thing that converts power from batteries to stuff, or am I just maybe I'm thinking of something that charges it?
That artifact that we got that
And that can transmit power over long
yeah,
distances.
the transmit thing can also recharge stuff, the boombox.
Yeah, the weird thing with Numerian batteries is, I mean, it's all basically wireless charging. Like, the batteries do charge on contact with surfaces. So, if you're putting a battery on the instrument panel, I do need a knowledge engineering check.
Alright. Oh, it's better. It's a 19 for 36.
Somehow beats my nat 20 for 35.
Well, the combined brain power of Asher and Brixby working their way through this managed to drain basically a battery into this control panel, and one of the screens flashes on, and it says in Androphan, "Welcome to Dusklight." And then the lights come on, and you feel the weirdest, like, stomach shifting strangeness as it feels like the whole thing just flattened out without moving. As it's not difficult terrain anymore. It feels like it's sitting flat. Even though, like, the ship didn't move. It's just like something very weird happened. And in addition to that, on the shattered remains of the crystal dome, like what little is left up there, there is like a projection of a night sky and stars on it, but it's all cracked and messed up, so the picture doesn't really work anymore.
Do you recognize any of those, Adeline?
Does this count as an actual night sky? Because I actually do have an ability that if I can see the sky at night, I know exactly where I am.
I think... Yeah, why not? I think seeing the shattered remnants of a projection of the night sky, like, Alwyn can tell, like, this is a...
Would know, like, where he would be standing if this were the actual sky.
Yeah, that this is a genuine projection of a real sky, but the stars do not match anything anywhere near here. You would have to be standing someplace impossibly far away to see these stars in this configuration.
So I think he'll say that to Brix. He'll say, "It's strange. This has never happened before. I don't know if it's because it's not the real sky or what, but when I look up at these stars, I don't know where I would have to be to see them. They're from somewhere very, very far away."
Strange skies to match a strange ship. I'm not surprised. Can we get it? No, please go ahead.
I was just going to ask if we had any sort of, like, options now that the terminal's booted on to be like, hey, welcome to Dusklight. Thanks, great to be here. Unlock all doors, see all cameras.
Dusklight.
It doesn't look like the Dusklight interface has enough left to it to do anything more than power things up.
Any logs or information about their mission statement?
So far, nothing now. Basically just like an on and off switch for all intents and purposes.
If found, please return to Urian Valaco.
What's to our east?
That is a big old metal door.
Could we perhaps evoke the Scooby Squad and check to see if this door is trapped? I guess you could kind of have to tell me now if the door is trapped. Wait, no, trap sense, not trap spotter. I always forget this thing.
I was going to say, did something change?
Yeah, no, I wish Aramze's focus granted trap spotter.
Aid.
Kira auto
does
aids.
not aid with a natural one, and yeah, Kira auto aids.
Right, so that's a 26 with my friends.
With a 26, this door doesn't appear trapped. It doesn't appear locked. It does appear to be held in place with a massively powerful magnet. So if you're going to open it, you're going to have to be pretty strong to do it.
Would... Oh, sorry.
No, wasn't going to say anything. Just,
I just didn't know if, like, discharge would work on this technological item. But if Kira wants to try and hulk it open first, we could always do that, and then I could try to null blade it.
Yeah,
yeah.
you got this big stuff.
That's a nat 1. No, I don't.
You deserve a second try. Get angry.
Yeah, she'll rage and try again. That's better. That is a 23.
Sadly, that is still not enough to push this door open. This is just a monstrous magnet and a pretty absurd DC for a strength check, if I do say so myself.
Is there...
Well, discharge it.
Yeah, Asher will draw the null blade and activate it. Boom! And then discharge will dissipate the charges from a technical object, temporarily depowering a powered object that does not use charges or severely hinder a creature with a robot subtype. Does that help at all?
Yeah. And it does temporarily disable the electromagnet holding the door shut, which allows the door to swing freely or slide freely open. As you open it up, this reveals a square shaft, and there are a series of metal cords hanging down from the roof of this shaft, attached to about halfway down. So, like at waist level for most of you, is like a box, like a smaller version of the room inside the room, dangling and like continuously shifting slightly as it's just hanging freely from the cords it's suspended by between this floor and it looks like the floor below it.
So, like, getting down would be jumping on the box and then shimmying between the gap, the box, and the roof?
Well, you could, like, scoot into the box and then theoretically scoot back out of the box down below.
All right. Do I have to roll anything for box scoot?
No, you could just box scoot.
All right, cool. Assurance and box scoot. So I'm going to scoot the box.
Yeah, box scoot. Is there room for more than one?
You can probably do 2 at a time on the box scoot.
What's the box scoot boogie with me?
Go for it.
All right. Let's see. I'm on the wrong layer.
I didn't even see Alwyn's comment of the same zeitgeist.
I wrote it like as you were saying it. I think you beat me by like half a second.
As you box scoot down, you see a large room, much larger than the room you were just in, that's lined with hexagonal pillars. There are the stairs in front of you. Looks like the bottom of the stairs that you basically fell upon when you came in here. There are large holes in the floor, and again, really messing with your sense of proprioception here. The far western side of the room is clearly slanted down into the water, even though like it feels like it's totally flat because the gravity is like adjusted for where you are.
Do these doors open without needing special help?
We'll say this door is also depowered by the discharge, so
Sweet.
that leads you right out into the room.
Zoom.
So these are the holes in the floor right by the stairs, and then a bigger hole down here. And you got some water over on the far end.
Do we see anything else going on in here?
me get perception checks.
All right, set to do. Oh, that's an 18.
Wow, Asher actually rolled higher?
I rolled a nat 1.
I got a 19 total.
27 total.
There it is. Dress number.
Rolled a 19 for a 17.
Well, Kira is the only one who can see it, but there is definitely something in the water.
Ooh.
There's always something
like
in
that.
the water.
Hey, I think there's something in the water.
And I think that is sufficient notice to deprive this thing this humanoid shape composed of dozens of tightly knotted, slithering, writhing, worm-like things
No.
that crackle with energy, emerges and drags itself up out of the water. I do need everyone to roll for initiative.
Oh. You don't
Zach-
have your goo cube.
A worm
I
that
think Zach
crackles.
knows what this is.
Oh, that's the worst roll I could have got for that.
Oh, I'm ready.
All right, and let's start with Asher.
Asher, who is not taking any sort of dexterity damage, rather, rolled a natural 18 for a 23.
Pretty quick. How about Alwyn?
Alan rolled a natural 1 for a 7.
Kira?
14 for a 20.
And Brixbo.
19 for 26.
Wow. So thanks to Kira's warning, you do get the drop on this thing. As it emerges from the water, let me just pop this little character art up. And Brixby is up first.
All right. Is there any sort of additional knowledge checks that can be rolled at this juncture?
On this creature, it would be a knowledge arcana.
Righty. Roll Arcana. Say 6 off the die for a 21.
With a 21, that is enough to identify that this is a Galvo. Galvo is a aberrant. Let me reset the flavor text here. In the sunless ocean trenches, aberrant fleshcrafters created the first Galvos to serve as soldiers in their war against the Sahagin and Scum. Since those days, Galvos have moved beyond the darkened trenches, breeding and expanding into shallower, warmer waters. In recent years, they've also come closer to civilizations, preying on coastal communities. Galvos can live in both water and on land, and frightening stories tell of Galvos springing up from the water to strike prey both on ships and on beaches. They are a true horror to look upon, averaging about 7 feet tall and weighing 300 pounds. You do not, unfortunately, get any questions on the noble Galvo.
Oh, bogus. All right. Brixby is going to take the round to do the wizard thing and cast improved invisibility on himself.
It's not very nice.
And then I'm going to move to here, which is to the northwest for all of our listeners.
The listeners can't see you. Alright, that'll bring us to Asher.
Did Brixby say anything like, "Whoa, what a bad creature"?
Yeah, I mean, like, that's a bad pile of flesh-crafted ales.
Alright, I'll try to kill
Maybe-
it then.
Yep. No ambiguity there. Definitely bullets.
Cool. Then Asher would take a 5-foot step to get him conveniently within 25 feet of said Galvo. And will spend a grit point to focus his aim. Unfortunately, his charisma drain will reduce the benefit of that. And then he will unleash a full attack rapid shot with deadly aim. Not so great, gang. What a waste of a grit point. We are looking at an 18 against touch, a 15 against touch, and thankfully rolled great on the lowest one for a 26 against touch.
Those will all hit.
Oh, okay. Not knowing its defenses, do you want individually, or is that too revealing?
I suppose I don't need them individually if you want to add them up for them. Save
Okay.
me a little math.
Sure. $37 points of bludgeoning and piercing damage.
Alright, that does not all seem to go through in a development that surprises very few people, I would say.
And unfortunately, his shots don't cluster like they used to, so DR would come out 3 times if it applies.
And it seems like it may just...
Doesn't look like all those bullets were as effective against the eel thing. End of turn.
Ain't nothing like the eel thing, baby. Alright, that'll bring us to Kira.
Cool. Well, Kira also didn't pick anything up from Bricks about whether or not to engage this thing head on, and wouldn't matter if she did. She's gonna engage it head on. So run straight up, rage, and try and smoosh it with a chainsaw. Oh, that's an 8 on the die, plus 17, 25.
25 will hit.
Cool. Two plus 3 plus 4. 29 points of... Yeah, 29 points of damage.
Oh, what kind of damage?
Slashing?
Alright.
Chainsaw.
That seems to all go through.
Oh, cool. Cool. Well, that's... Oh, wait! Can I do my thing? No, I can't do my thing.
Corn dog smash.
Yeah. I think I have to have a full round to do it.
Alright. Well, galvanized by your attack, the Galvo is going to make an attack of its own. A full attack, specifically.
Yeah, bring it. So blurry right now.
It's going to try to bite you, first of all. That's not very good. 21 on the bite.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it while she's raging.
Oh, cool.
Blur.
Oh, Blair. 71 on the Blair.
It's pretty good.
So, 17 points of chomp damage plus 7 points of electricity damage. And it's going to go for a slammy do with just slapping you with an eel. That is a 23 to slap.
Yeah.
Love that.
17, so miss on the blur. And just one more slappy do with a second eel. That is only an 18.
18 will not do it.
Alright, so it only hit you the one time, but at least it hurt you a little bit before it
Yeah, a little bit.
inevitably gets murdered next turn. And Alwyn is up.
Okay, it is out of Alwyn's field of view, so he's going to have to move up a bit. Just doing 5 feet at a time until I can see it. So Alwyn is going to move a total of 15 feet west to get within line of sight of this thing. And would we say those eels that make it up have, like, bones in them or anything like that?
It's hard to say if they have bones or not. It's anybody's
Like
guess.
cartilage shaker.
It's anybody's guess.
Real life eels have bones. They are a bony fish.
That's true, but like, is this
Did they
what?
become terrestrial forms of?
I'm just wondering if when you're trying to shake something's bones, you're targeting a specific number of creatures.
Oh,
Because
yeah, that might not work.
it might not work.
Yeah, it's a single target spell, which usually those have issues with things that are.
Yeah, something that's
Swarmy.
made of eels might not work.
Yeah, a living creature has its skeleton rattle within its.
Yeah, and he's that same kind of weird thing as like a worm that walks. I'm guessing where it's like he's treated as a swarm for those kind of spells.
He's an eel that feels.
It's definitely swarm-like. Eel that feels is very good.
That's so good.
Would I know? Does he have a mind? Would we know that from the earlier thing, or would that take a new roll?
That would probably take a new roll to know if it has a mind.
And that was spellcraft, you said, right? For him?
Arcana.
Or not spellcraft, Arcana. Yeah. I wish it's spellcraft, because I have a zillion to play spellcraft. Where's my Arcana? +8. So that is a dirty 20 knowledge Arcana to know if mind-affecting things might be able to hit it.
Unfortunately, that's not really enough to ask
yeah.
questions. I mean, it seems like sometimes with swarms, it's weird. Sometimes swarms are vermin, they don't have minds. Sometimes swarms are tiny robots, they don't have minds. Sometimes swarms have like a hive mind kind of thing, so, you know.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, because I know like ones that have hive mind, you can target them with that, but I didn't roll enough. So I think what he will just do then is, if he is close enough to them, he is just barely close enough to Asher to do it. So instead of doing anything to this thing, because he's not sure what's going to work on it, he's just going to cast haste on Asher and Bricks. And that will be his incredibly long term where very little happened.
Alright, Brixby, nobody knows where you are, and you're very fast.
Oh yeah, I'm fast and invisible, which together adds a +3 bonus to my attack, which actually almost evens out my -4 firing into combat. So Brixby comes from behind the pillar, moves due west, and then takes aim with his improved invisibility and shoots 2 Scorchy Doodles. So I'm gonna just roll 2d20 in here. One is a nat. One's a nat 20 for a 27. The other one is an 8 for a 15 versus touch.
Those both hit. Roll to confirm.
To confirm, that is a 17.
While it's denied its dex, and this is touch, yeah.
Okay, so
It's gonna be bad.
I'm gonna do these things all separately. So it's gonna be the doubled fire damage, then it's gonna be the sneak attack, then it's gonna be the normal fire damage, then it's gonna be the sneak attack. So
30d6.
okay, so that is 29 and to 19 fire damage accordingly. So that's 48. And then 19 and 18 accordingly. So that is 37.
That's so much damage. It's not dead, but that was a lot of damage.
And I'm gonna give a little hee hee hee, a little chuckle. Hit him with the hee-hee. Yes, indeed.
And it seems to sense where you are, but is powerless to dodge your scorchy doodles regardless.
Just sees one floating white glove.
Alright, Asher, you're up.
Yeah, Asher's going to take a 5-foot step to the southwest just to get a... Well, he kind of has an idea of where Invisibrix was from the squirchy doodles. And will then take a hasted full attack rapid shot. Spending another grip point to focus his aim, because he's hoping to get it right back. The lowest might actually miss because it is only a 14 against touch.
Yeah, 14 will miss.
Bummer. But the other 3 do hit for so 3d8 plus 33. Do you need them individually, or is it close enough to finish it off?
It might as well do individually. This
Sure.
is bludgeoning and piercing damage.
Looking at 14, 16, and 12.
Alright, I mean, those don't seem to do a whole lot to these particular Ely friends. But still chipping away. Setting Kira up to execute it, I assume, on this very turn.
We hope
She
so.
does 630 damage.
All right, I'm going to roll my 3 guys, and I'm going to try what everyone else does. And oh no, I dropped the dice. I was going to say roll them all at the same time, and then I've lost my d20.
That was so dramatic.
I thought I was going to roll much further away. Okay, here we go. 1, not good. 2, better. 3, also not good. All right, so that is a 19. Nope, 21 to hit on the first one.
A 21 total?
21 total, yeah.
That is a miss.
And then a 30 to hit on the second one.
30 hits.
And then a, what is this? Another 20 on the third one. Dirty, filthy.
Just the one hit?
Okay. Two sixes there, at least. That's 12, 14, 16, 36? Yeah, 36 points of slashing damage. It's no bricks hit, but it'll do.
It's still up. It lives to fight another day, and by fight another day, I mean it lives to power attack Kira right now.
Whatever.
I think it's gonna do a little 5-foot step to the south, just to sort of get cover from Kira, because, why not? She's there. She's not the tallest in the room, but she's taller than some. And it's gonna
Acquired.
have an eel bite. The eel bite is a 19 to hit.
Meets beats.
That is 14 chomp damage. Oh wait, Blur.
Blur.
59. So 14 chomp damage and 12 electric damage.
15 chomp, 12
And
electric.
the eel slap is a solid 28.
Yep, that's pretty good.
On the Blur, a 72. That is 13 slap damage plus 7 electricity. And one more slap. 19 again.
19 still hits.
60 even on the Blur. It is 14 bludgeoning and 7 shocking. And then sadly it is out of turns. And Alwyn is up.
Okay. Alwyn. Situation. Can I get... Fun fact, Alwyn himself is not hasted, as he was too far away from his companions to be within the thing. But he is going to just kind of double move up to be about 10 feet behind Kira, with the intention of, if we can't somehow kill this guy within the next round, 5-foot stepping and healing her up. Just to keep her in the fight, since she's been getting hit more than anybody else. By which I mean no one else has been hit by this guy yet. So that will be his turn.
Alright. Brixby, you're still invisible. You just did more damage than any mouse has ever done before.
Yep, like an invisible, molting angel of death, leaving dander in the air behind him. He moves 10 feet to the west and will shoot off another Scorching Ray. His near last one for the day. So that is a 17 versus, I guess, flat-footed touch, I should be specifying, and a 22 versus flat-footed touch.
Yeah, those will both hit.
We're looking at 10 fire damage, 12 sneak attack, 11 fire damage, 20 sneak attack.
And that is more than enough to dissipate the electrified swarm of eels. They slop on down in a pile, no longer arcing with electricity. And we are out of combat.
That one catchy song by Management plays. Maybe a millennial knows what I'm talking about out there. Okay, never mind. I'll put it in the Discord.
Thank you.
Well, that was interesting.
Gross.
Congrats on your crit point. Also, if the computers were upstairs on this side of the room, is there anything else? Can you see into the water? Anything technological? Or was this just for XP?
Yeah, I guess we did. I mean, we did a perception check once, and that was only Kira noticing our Ely enemy. Do we see anything else that might merit attention down here?
It looks like in this particular spot, the further west of here has kind of been just like broken open and like blends off into the river. So if there's anything more of interest, it involves getting back in that elevator shaft or climbing down a hole.
Let's take a peek at these holes.
Yeah.
Right.
Peer into them. Oops.
Another Shia LaBeouf joke somewhere.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's just Louis Sarkar or whatever his name is down there. It's for all the Giroux in the audience.
Peering down into the hole, it looks like there's another one of these rooms that is, and down below the water level is higher, so half this room is submerged, even though it's a much smaller room. It looks like the water level basically creeps up to around where Asher is standing. And then there's more submerged, and it looks like, it's hard to tell, but it looks like there's like piles of instrumentation under the water, like kind of just like all shifted off to the side, like maybe there was some kind of lab or equipment room down below.
Did we get anything that had life bubble? Or did we just get like a bottle of air?
I know you got the bottle of air.
Yeah. I mean, Def have that bottle of air, but which I think Brix is gonna hand to Alwyn. You have like the lowest fortitude.
I have everybody. A +5, so I'm assuming that's the lowest, unless Asher's negatives made it lower.
No, with my con damage, I only have a +11 now.
And I have a +6, but I am confident in Brixby's ability to survive longer. I might regret saying that.
Well, I think as you all stare down into this hole and into the encroaching water and whatever the levels below this in the dusklight might hold, I'm going to bed.
Okay.
Oh.
I don't want to spoil anything, but I'm watching Lost, and that is exactly how the first season ended.
Staring
That's why I
down
was
to the
making
hatch.
ruins
So
of
who
Hazmat
played the eel
jokes
guy?
in the. Well, that's
I don't know the
what's
actor
his
names.
face?
It's clearly Desmond.
Yeah,
It's,
Desmond.
I don't know the actor.
I was gonna say the eel was what's his face? The what's his face's brother, the smoke monster.
Oh, wow. We're dropping a lot of serious
Yeah, I was
Lost
like, wait,
spoilers
no,
here.
I haven't
So,
gotten that
good
far
night,
yet.
Sam. Good night, people that have seen all of Lost.
Good night, J.J. Abrams.
Night,
It's,
Sam.
it's pronounced J.J. Abrams.
So-
Good night, spoilers for a 20-year-old
Abrams.
television show.
Lens flare.
Against the machine. Against the machine.
Pot Against the Machine is property of Network Against the Machine LLC, all rights reserved. Pathfinder and the Iron Gods Adventure Path are property of Paizo Publishing. See their website for more details. Theme Against the Machine was written and performed by our own Zach. See the show notes for additional music and sound
Nick Cage's
licensing.
hair
If you
blowing
enjoyed
on
the
the
show,
tarmac.
we encourage you to
Nick
listen to
Cage's
the
hair
info.
blowing on the tarmac.
Tarmac.
National Treasure, Edge of
Tarmac
History.
McCarthy.
Con Air. High
Is
Fidelity.
it still Nick Cage in it, or
Say
did they do like the
anything.
Harrison Ford TV show and put someone else in?
He's certainly not listed in the overview cast on Google.
Maybe he does the like cameo that they usually
Now
do on the
recorded.
reboot. The like classic
Yeah.
Uncle Brazos.
Of course.
Yeah, well, like maybe he just maybe it's he shows up occasionally in like a flash forward, like again like Harrison Ford in the Young Indiana Jones. I think he was in like 2 episodes.
For as long
Maybe
as
he's
they
just
could
in
get Harrison
passing.
Ford before he got annoyed and left.
He's just briefly, not nearly enough screen time as like old timeline Spock and new timeline Spock.
Well, I thought you were gonna say old timeline Indy. I'm like, yeah, who's at the beginning of every episode screaming at children in a museum?